Man-child crybaby, who is somehow also the richest person in the world, Elon Musk, is accusing Eminem of being a Diddy party participant after Eminem spoke at a Kamala Harris rally in Detroit, Michigan, and endorsed her. This is really funny, especially considering Donald Trump and Elon Musk have been a part of Jeffrey Epstein and P. Diddy relationships and parties more than any other two human beings combined with well-documented evidence. Do you really think they've never been around these crimes and they somehow had zero knowledge? Donald Trump was best friends with Epstein, and he was even quoted saying that him and Epstein both love girls, and Jeffrey especially loves them young. That's a little bit weird. And when Epstein's partner in crime went to trial, Trump wished her well, knowing the terrible things they've done.
Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison, and so a lot of people want to know if she's going to turn in powerful people. Do you feel that she's going to turn in powerful men? How do you see that working out?
I don't know. I haven't really been following it too much. I just wish her well, frankly. I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well, whatever it is.
At the same time, Eminem has viciously called out P. Diddy more than any other public figure in the past few years. I've said before that politics is very complicated, and I don't expect everyone to be a political expert, but I'm hoping that if you are not very up to date on politics, which is fine, situations like this can help you understand how fabricated Donald Trump and Elon Musk are. We have people like this who are elites, who have been literal friends with P. Diddy and Jeffrey Epstein. P. Diddy helped Elon Musk buy Twitter, and they have the audacity to accuse someone like Eminem of going to a Diddy party just because Eminem disagrees with them. Remember, when people like this say anything, every accusation is a confession. If they're going to be so dishonest about a topic like this, think about what else they would be willing to lie about. With all the pictures out there and all of the articles and all the interviews that they've done about Epstein and P. Diddy, they're going to lie about this. They only get to lie because their supporters don't care about the truth. They care more about owning the libs than they care about any of these actual issues. And that's why I ask that you like this video to support it and subscribe to my channel, not only because I want my channel to grow, but also I want to have you here for these conversations. I'm an independent creator. I am definitely well equipped to talk about these topics, and I want to make sure we cut through this information and everyone has the right facts on hand. I know Eminem has a very diverse fan base on many different fronts, especially politically in America, because although he was always very offensive, he was a safe entry into rap for many white fans, especially fans who say they don't usually like rap, but they do like Eminem. A lot of this is because of white culture not being very accepting of or relating to black culture, and that's a more complicated discussion. But for the purpose of this video, Eminem did talk about a lot of white rage, politics, and social issues, from drug addiction, domestic abuse, the poverty of living in like a trailer park, and this made sense for Eminem, who grew up in Missouri and also Detroit, Michigan. Eminem also had some genre blending with rock music, and these all were factors that led to Eminem having the biggest conservative fan base in hip-hop. When you see issues in general, there's two approaches. Either you can support building community and coming together to organize and fix problems, or you can blame all of these problems on certain groups like immigrants, people of color, LGBT, etc., whatever scapegoat you want to choose. Eminem has always been about coming together. When Eminem spoke out against George Bush in the 2000s many times and very aggressively, many people agreed, and most people agreed, that what we were doing with our wars was really bad. So many of the white conservative fans Eminem got during this time were okay with those criticisms of Bush because they agreed, and they weren't very tied to Bush. They really cared that Americans were fighting overseas for a war that they thought was pointless. So Eminem still spoke to them, although Eminem was always like a more left-leaning voter, and he advocated for voting George Bush out of office in 2004, for example, with the song Mosh. But now, with Eminem speaking out against Donald Trump, Eminem is doing the same thing he did with George Bush, but people changed. And now Trump supporters are protecting their leader, and they are completely on board with everything Trump says. Trump is just as bad as Bush, if not worse in many areas. And the only reason he's able to get by and be more popular is because he's really good at marketing himself and doing working class cosplay and also just being an actor in general. And he appeals to the anger politics that I mentioned before. Anger politics does not require critical thinking. It shuts down critical thinking in your brain when you're angry and scared. So that's what Donald Trump benefits from. So everyone's like, oh, Eminem's coming out against Donald Trump. What's happening, Eminem? You're the anti-cancel culture guy. And you were around when cancel culture first started. And yeah, that's true. But Eminem's not dumb like Tom McDonald, okay? Eminem's actually a very smart person. And although he says vulgar, offensive things, and we can debate on how far that should go, saying offensive things does not mean you need to have dumb opinions and opinions that are harmful to people around you. You can open your brain up. You can have an open mind and also be very closed in the way you speak or the way you do your art. And that's what Eminem has expressed many times. He went into a closed-minded defense mode as Slim Shady. This is the point of the most recent album. But his actual self, when he wasn't using Slim Shady to hide, was much more understanding and sympathetic. You can probably even say that much of Donald Trump's appeal is similar to Slim Shady in a sense of it's dumb, it's stupid, it's funny, it's supposed to be cartoonish. It was never intended to be taken seriously, which Eminem clearly expressed. And right now, people are thinking, oh, Eminem versus Slim Shady, who's the actual person? Slim Shady's the act. Slim Shady is the Cartman from South Park. If you're talking about real issues in the real world, that's not a real or a legitimate way to actually deal with any of these topics. Anyways, that's all I got to say on this topic. I think we can all agree that Elon Musk should not be trusted until further notice, or maybe at all. He's obviously not a dumb person because he's so rich, you would think. So we need to assume he is actively and aggressively lying to us and lying about someone like Eminem. But yeah, please like, comment, and subscribe. Also, channel memberships are open. They start at $3. You get a special badge in the comments, highlighted comments, and also I will respond to everything, special emotes, special private chats to get more insight into my personal organizing life, maybe possible races I can run for, so you can support that as well with only $3 a month or higher tiers. That'd be awesome. But yeah, it takes a couple hours a day to make these videos. It'd be great to have your support.